this is the story of the big bank that lay dormant for 16 years, and it's obviously come to life. Some weird force has brought it back to life in Mystic, Connecticut, and beyond. And I started talking to David, the director, about it, and I said, it's here. You have a story that starts in the mind of two brothers on the porch in Portchester, and now we're talking about directors and choreographers and stages and 46th Street and what's going on. He said it's coming to life. That's what he said. He said the big bank is alive.
Listening to their conversations, you know, they're brothers. They act just like brothers. It's like this love-hate relationship, and for two creative entities to have such strong personalities, they can't help but to write a hit.
I mean, they are modern Gershwin brothers. George and Ira Gershwin, you know, of the 20s and 30s, writing these songs together, George playing on the piano and Ira writing the lyrics, and they are really a modern-day Gershwin brothers.
Right, I know. Not spreadsheets and cost-benefit analysis, but heart surgery and dialysis. Oh, the good old days. Jordan's gonna appreciate this. It's just that it's gonna look like shit, so he won't appreciate that. But it's good. It's I'm telling you.
You're definitely not gonna want to use it.
No.
My voice.
No, it's not true, because the truth is it's cool that the documentary would be in one thing, and then this kind of throwback to the memory of what we used to do would be in the only time that you see it like that. So
Sure.
we'll have a video of us from the old days when you say, "I'm sick of this shit. This sucks. Get me out of here. I hate this. I'm going to smoke a cigarette."
Is there a video of that?
Yes.
I hate this. I'm sick of this. Telling a story. It's like what if I walk into a store.
I'm not walking into a fucking store, Dan.
Why? It's not a made-up thing that she has a storage.
I understand. That's why it's ridiculous.
No, it's not.
I walked into. I met her on the street. She was sort of
I
neat.
got a bite to eat. Jake, turn it off.
Just stop, Danny. Just ignore the camera. If you ignore it, I can ignore it.
I'm not giving you attitude.
Yes, you are. And you're gonna stop. That's what I just told you to do.
You tell me it's too fast, and I just have to say it's too fast?
Dan says it's too fast. Exactly.
I said Dan says it's too fast. What else did I say?
All right. I'm not gonna. You know what you're doing. I made my comment. You do what you want as a result of it. Aren't you gonna get ready to sing?
He's got a whole solo.
Yeah, but just because you zone out and then you don't ever have your right line.
Okay,
So go
but it
back
doesn't
in.
matter.
Are we not doing a scratch now?
It's a scratch, but it's a scratch. A scratch is a scratch.
Just sing along. If you mean to sing, then be in the mic. Stop stepping out during your solos. There's no point. You're putting on a nice act, Jake.
You practice that wrong, you do it wrong.
So Jake and I famously did not get along, famously within our own circle, for a very long time, very much through high school, even going back to when we were younger. There were moments of awesomeness, clarity, whatever, but for the most part we were very antagonistic as brothers. And Jake had come up to visit me in college, I think my freshman or sophomore year, and just found thought everything about it was lame, and thought like big football games at the University of Michigan were pathetic. I remember Jake got hit in the face with like a really hard frozen marshmallow, because people throw marshmallows at these games, and just like found it just so representative of the violence of the culture that I was living in. And so the Dead show in Ontario was somehow, we all decided that we would do this. It was me and a good friend of mine and Jake, and then there were these girls that we had met on the beach in Florida. They were going to meet up with us, so somehow it made sense for Jake to come out there, and he did. He came out, we dropped acid, and we had an amazing time. We had like your typical acid communal experience. And from there, I think that we realized, okay, we are brothers by birth, but we could be kind of friends by choice under the right circumstances. Now, maybe the circumstances at the time only seemed like acid, but we kind of saw through past it and realized maybe there's more outside of that. So I think that in a way set up the cross-country trip, which is the year later, and that the two of those two things maybe snowballed into the musical.
Here it is. We're either doing Nymph, and it's going to cost $60,000, or we're not.
I don't think this family can afford to do this with the chances that exist for this musical.
Does everybody, I'm talking everybody, is mom and dad. He's saying right now, for the first time announcing tonight, that he doesn't think this is a good idea.
Because of
This
the
is the
money.
first time I've heard it.
I don't think it's a good investment.
It's not safe. Nothing's safe in this world anymore.
Can you please be quiet?
I'm going to do this.
I
with
think-
you or without.
I think when you add up the chances of this becoming something that brings in money, and I add up what I know our parents have, and your capacity for making money thus far, and my capacity for making money this far, if you end up on the hook for $60,000 after already being on the hook for $200,000 of your divorce or whatever the number is, it is not worth the calculus does not add up here. This is not something that this family can undertake.
Okay.
If you have the money, great. You're spending other people's money, thrilling. But the risk is too great.
Either way, they're fucked. That's what you don't get. And this is their last fucking chance. And you are spitting on it.
Why
and it
are
makes
you
me sick.
trying to-
No, it makes me sick. You are spitting all over it. They have been sitting here like enthusiastic about something that has potential that we could actually raise money for. And you're saying, I don't give a fuck. This isn't about me. I don't care.
Did you just take your pills or too many pills? Because I don't like the way you're doing this.
Call the mental hospital.
You have proven again and again to have no problem asking these guys for their limited amount of money. I have a problem with it. It seems second nature to you. You feel like it is owed to you because of your experiences in life. That everyone did something bad to you, and so you have it all coming to you.
Was the $40,000 that my parents spent worth it? It is probably too soon to tell, but my instinct is yes, it was worth it. It was a great experience. It brought nearly 1,000 people saw it. I think almost all of them had a great time. If they didn't enjoy every single part of it, they enjoyed a lot of it. It was nice for the family as a family memory. Everyone worked on it. Both my parents worked on it from its inception. Everyone contributed in some way, so I think it's worth it.
Let me shine, make sure you're talented. You'll know why when our king get to this. And a big banana and a couple of apples. Dash of baking soda and a sprinkle of stracciatella. Mix it all together, sample the bowl. Bill's just a guy, I swear he's out of sight. Tastes like pie, you'll see it's dynamite. Everybody loves a surprise. Open your head and say close your eyes. A beautiful box, a beautiful bow. Open it you're in any trouble, I'll be there on the double. Trouble daddy, be there. Trouble daddy, be there with you.
I know.
You guys look like a Spielberg movie. I swear to God right now. It's just really bizarre.
What is going on here? Look how the light just changed. Stuart, are you aware of what's happening here?
Well, he doesn't. It's really a visual.
No, it's not.
more
He can feel it.
Yeah.
Stuart, the wind.
Really
Look at this,
bizarre.
look at
The
this,
wind
look at
is-
this. Look at it turning here.
That really is turning. Oh, guys, wait a second.
Are you sure that we shouldn't be wheeling Stuart
Wait,
towards the
yeah.
front?
That's not a. Take this. That's not a joke.
I'll get the pizza.
No, that's turning around. Look,
Get the watermelon. What's the problem?
Dad, I've never seen clouds
No, me
turning
neither.
in a circle. Holy shit. That's a fucking tornado.
It's not yet. It has to come down. Jake.
Oh my god. I've never seen anything like that.
Just about right over us.
Right over us. What's happening here?
I know. Really, I have never seen that.
I have never.
Oh my God.
I have never.
That is bizarre.
You want to? Stuart, are you getting this? Right above us, there are clouds that look like they're turning in a circle.
Oh my
You know what
goodness.
clouds turning in a circle means?
This is like the coolest footage I've ever gotten.
Tornado. It seriously looks like there's a tornado right above us. So it's a real camera. He's got a huge camera right over there. And he's shooting the thing because the story of the Big Bank is interesting.
Okay.
And I think just now was pretty much proof that the story of the Big Bank is biblical in nature. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Biblical.
Isn't lightning in the Big Bang?
Life is alone kind of
Right.
thing.
Isn't so sinister and frightening?
Yeah, right. It was, remember Life is Alone? There I was in that old cathedral. I had the bishop down on his knees. Suddenly there was lightning so sinister and frightening
Yep.
that I could swear a voice spoke to me. It said, It said, your life is in the hands of the Lord. He giveth and he taketh away. I made a quick translation and it was revelation because this is what the voice meant to say. Do you remember what the voice meant to say?
Life is alone.
You got it.
I was his star student, and
Well,
I'm
he
yeah,
he
by
said
his,
it.
right.
And he
He's-
said of all the people that he ever taught, he thought Jacob would make it.
Right, and I'm also the only student that's come every month since he was in the hospital, so, or the old age home, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I do feel that he's still my teacher about life.
And chord structures.
And no, not chord structures, life structures, giving, music, love, truth, getting old, suffering, darkness. I mean, I'm really lucky to have had a blind guy as my piano teacher. That's rare. It's affected my whole entire life. And now this. So it's like, we repossess and strip you to the one. Bum, 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 bum,
Okay, that'd be great.
That was cool. We discovered that night. That was good, right?
You know, I have done so many shows and I've never ever had a band rehearsal where people didn't have music.
That's great. That comes from the fact that this all happened with a blind man. I learned from a blind man. It's not a joke. It's still affecting us today. Don't have the music because he's blind.
We should have the music though.
Not my fault.
We really
Look at
should.
him. Look at him. He's the score master. He accepted the responsibility of that role. Anyway, I just wanted to thank everyone involved, and especially Stuart and Iris. I can't believe I call her Iris, like literally. And Stephanie, because I listened to the tape. I've listened to the tape 2 times in the past 2 days, showing it to my friends, and like, what would this be without the two of you? It would be like this sort of half-assed project, but you guys made it great.
I agree. Bravo.
And to my brother,
right back at you, Jake.
He has no words.
No words.
Oh, he hasn't.
That's plenty.
I don't want to hear that.
But then again, he expanded.
I just finished the book, so I'm just out of them.
It's out of the words.
I put my last word.
I cannot believe the inspiration of you two guys, and I hope that you are the next brothers. I assume you are the next brothers.
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
And to my parents.
Well, this is Jacob Seligman. He is the writer and producer of the musical The Big Bank. Jacob, welcome. Good to have you here. So you're cashing in on the financial crisis, huh?
Well, we wrote it 16 years ago, me and my brother. I have to mention that I'm not the writer. I'm the composer, and my brother is the writer, and then we kind of merged with the lyrics together. So I don't want to leave them out.
Were you and your brother bitten by a bank, or what was it?
No, actually, it's sort of like it was the Graduate situation, you know, with Dustin Hoffman. My brother had just graduated from Michigan. He was watching his friends slowly being eaten up by the banks, the investment banks at that time, and they worked all night. And then he didn't want to do that, so we decided that we'd write a musical about the banks.
That's an unusual inspiration.
We got his line. It's it's more perfect than it could possibly be. My dad came up with it. He said it's got to be a Grateful Dead line, of course, because he's Clarence in the 60s, right? So what is it? Keep on trucking. He's always saying it. He says, if it's something bad, he says, keep on trucking. And if it's something good, he says, keep on trucking. If it's something crazy, keep on trucking. And then Parsley catches the bouquet. Keep on trucking. Jimmy? Love it. We're bringing Robert Hunter right back in, baby. Robert Hunter and Jerry are back in the musical. Here we go. All right. Okay. Very nice. Very good. I don't think we have any more comments. I think we're all done. I just have to finish the last line. We're done. We're done.
Got a lot done for you.
Thank God.
The Big Bank is filled with miracles.
I got to keep you around.
Love him. Crazy. Oh, it's just crazy enough that it might work. Right?
Listen to the rain. Hear it falling to the ground. Is there on earth a sadder sound? Love, listen to the rain. When I was young, I used to say, rain, rain, go away.
Well, actually, you know what this is? This is like what it would look like when you're being foreclosed on and you're trying to show the bank what happened and why you can't make your payments, and they're trying to say, you could have gotten a job, you could. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I'm going to be trying to tell the judge why, for the last 2 years, I was unable to move from being a stay-at-home dad who was a composer throughout the last 10 years, getting jobs here and there, and staying home with my children. Why in the last 2 years, while I was fighting 2 courts, 3 courts, jail, psychological testing, drug testing, supervision with my children for twice a week, 3 hours at a time, paying $18,000 while my parents supported me in my parents' house, why wasn't I able to get a job so that I could support my children when I was a stay-at-home dad for 4.5 years and a musician and a composer? That's what I need to prove, that there was a reason that I couldn't just suddenly make 10 times as much as I ever made, which is what she was doing the whole time. She was making 10 times to 20 times as much as I ever made, and I was doing my music and staying home with the kids and hoping for the big shot. And now, here's the big shot, the big bank. But it's happening right now. You're going to get somewhere.
And you spend money, and you don't understand the system. And the system is one that really doesn't care. Doesn't care about you, doesn't care about the children most of all.
It cares about money.
It only cares about money.
And it's the big bank. It's the big bank, it's the big court, it's all the same.
Because
they're the
you
same
have to-
people.
Because you have to have money.
Look, there are two groups of people. They're the people who have the money, and they're the people who have the law degrees, and they rule the world, for sure. And so, if we can like put on this musical all about them, then make a little money off of it for ourselves, where we can actually like not be in this horrible situation of being starving artists and starving parents of starving artists.
And you know what that will mean? Do you know what that will mean? If that's what if we don't have a house and we can't afford
No, that's
the
the truth,
children,
is that we really might end up losing the house from all this.
and
then the big bank could actually bankrupt us.
That's
Because
right.
if we don't raise that money, literally if we don't raise that money, we're contractually obligated to pay those actors. So we're signing up now. We already gave $5,000 to the nymph. We're giving another $5,000 to nymph, and we're gonna owe $10,000 to equity.
You make me get on my knees and cry.
We just came up with it because we were looking for the worst business practice available to make money.
Yeah.
Taking away people's homes was just
It's pretty easy to vilify if you're looking for a corporate farce.
Right, so then it turned into reality, and now, of course, everybody's very
And
interested.
there's obviously a lot of pathos in that, and so now we just, in a way, we feel awful about what's happening, but we're glad we provide some kind of antidote to
Well, I
everyone's
think
unhappiness.
the backstage just said that the financial crisis can't be all evil if it gave rise to the big bank. So I agree with that. I think that if you're gonna make lemonade from lemons, basically, we're trying to give people a way to look at the whole foreclosure situation and actually change something. Because if bankers see this thing, they'll be like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, that's the hope. And if not, at least people have a good time. At the very least.
Yeah, well, the message, though, is really love over money.
Yeah.
Money can't buy you love. Is that?
Yeah,
Money
it's
can't
just-
buy you love, and
can't buy love.
and money actually might be some sort of opposite of love.
Yeah. And life.
There's no
Dan's got to catch a plane back to Hollywood.
Let's go right there. All right.
We're aware of it. So wait a second. I told them. Dave fucking scored that whole thing by himself. He's getting $1,500. He's scoring the whole thing by himself. I didn't have to do a thing, and he was excited to do it, and he's happy to do it, and he's happy to come up here because that's a lot of money for a musician. And he doesn't have a problem making the score himself. They agreed to do that and didn't do it. So I'm like, up till 5 in the morning with my kids at the house, working on the bass part. Yeah, so there's some fuck ups. But they were not responsive.
The lights go out. No, there's no sound. He plays the piano. They all sing. It's still an experience.
No, if you don't have a backstage crew to move anything, you have no show. Do not underappreciate those that do the show.
I don't underappreciate anybody. Everybody's
You
important.
need a cast.
But the music
you need
is paramount.
You need the backstage crew. Okay, music is important. Yes, it is. It's the basis of this show. But you also have other elements that are involved in the show.
I know, but you know.
But you need to start thinking about all of those other things.
I'm not
that
going to
I
think about that. You think about it.
Exactly. That's my point. I think
I
about all
respect
the
you
other
for that.
things,
I respect you
okay?
for that completely. But I'm telling you right now.
The music
I'm
is
telling you
great.
right now.
The music is great. But don't kill the people that are doing the music.
Listen,
Because I know how you want things.
Listen to
You
me.
want them perfect. I understand that. I appreciate that.
You know there are going to be microphones, right?
Yes, there are going to be microphones. I already told you that.
No, you didn't.
worry about
No,
stuff.
you didn't.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
You told me till the last minute. I don't make last minute changes.
I don't.
All right.
You worry about stuff that you need to worry about. Don't worry about nothing else.
Looks like
Okay.
everybody's ready but me. Is that right, Pablo?
Because you're driving people crazy.
For who? Dave? I'm sorry, but listen,
We have a different style of working, and I think that the biggest thing that I think you have to understand is there are certain limitations with the people we have, and not to say that we can't push them, not to say that we can't do that, and certainly if there's something that we're doing, if like there's chords I'm getting wrong, hey, tell me, fix it, fine, but.
Hey, instead of talking wages, we sing rock of ages. 'Cause brothers and sisters, your boss has been saved. Life is a long. Don't you want your neighbor? You want your neighbor? Don't you lose sorrow? Take a little time to share your life. It's alone. No, don't wait till it's too late. The present is the duty. Don't you feel the down? Don't you all approach home? Remember that your life is but a long.
That was pretty right on. There was just the one thing I would say is, brothers and sisters, your boss has been bomb, 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 bomb.
What's happening is that Joel, like I am a person who just can go to one thing and then another thing and 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 another thing, and I don't get scared about things I don't understand, and I can work through it. My dad's not like that, and it's really disturbing him. The whole thing is disturbing him, and of course he's gonna blame me because I'm always the one to blame for everything, always. What were you gonna say?
Let me tell you. Ugh. What you just did with your dad is what you need to do with everyone. Just come down back to that level. You're on a certain level, but we're playing on a different level. Take the knowledge that you have of being from a slightly higher perspective and use it on the level below, and this will all be so much more easy. And you know what? This is a chance where you can totally be nice and respectful for your dad. You have the perspective. It's an incredible perspective. That's how you deal with your dad. That's how you deal with everyone, and things are going to happen so much easier. What you said yesterday as a joke is totally true. From now on, here on out.
It wasn't a joke.
Okay, I guess it wasn't a joke. From here on out, yes, go with this 180 and take gentle, truthful, God's word Jacob instead of asshole Jacob. Maybe asshole Jacob is done for the project. It's gonna freak everyone out. It's gonna be hilarious. But just stay at that level.
I'll be Zen Man.
Be a Zen Man now.
I can do it.
I know, do it.
I'm gonna.
This is gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be our new project.
Zen Man Jacob.
Yeah. Because I feel like I zipped up. That's what I said last night. I felt it. I zipped up the whirlwind, Now it's flying. The whirlwind's taken off. Now it could be like.
Well, this is how you get money, though. This is how you attract money. If you can't do it by, hey, give me money.
Donna, you want my bio, huh? Or I'm not going to get it in the program. So here it is. Jacob's an asshole, and he hates everybody on his team, and they all are against him, and he's paranoid that they're trying to subvert his authority. That's what I written in the bio. And he hates his general manager for threatening him all the time. Threatening to leave the show, threatening not to give him a bio in the program. Okay? That's it. That's my bio. Love ya. I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best. Don't you know that? Shit. Just put my approximate bio in there now. Assume it's going to be that long or a teeny bit shorter, and then work with it, and we'll make it work. I can't give it to you right away. I'm trying. I'm at music rehearsal, from the other rehearsal, from the other thing. I went to sleep at 6. I can only do so much. I can only do the things I can do.
Sorry.